Welcome to Daily Steps from One Extraordinary Marriage, where we outline simple steps that you can take to have the ultimate marriage adventure. I'm Tony DeLorenzo, your co-host, along with my beautiful wife, Elisa. In today's show, we answer the question, how do we keep our marriage strong when we are living paycheck to paycheck with 4 kids, 5 and under?
This is a challenging time. You could take either one of those two factors, living paycheck to paycheck or having 4 kids, 5 and under, and you bring them together. And what I know about those two things coming together is that you are short on time, energy, and money.
And I want to add their stress.
There's a whole lot of stress.
Yeah.
There are the demands of, those little human beings that need a lot from you. There are the demands of the marriage. There are the demands of making the household run. And so, when you're in this place, first and foremost, I want to say that this is a season. I know it can seem when you're in the midst of it, when one more kid is throwing a tantrum and this kid just spilled their milk and you've got to change a diaper and your spouse is saying, "What about me?" You can think, "Oh my gosh, we're going to be here forever. And this is not what I planned on." I know because I have said something to that effect probably more than once in our
And we
marriage.
have 2 kids.
And we only have 2. Here's the crazy thing. It seems like just yesterday that they were both 5 and under.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like staring at the fact that one is getting ready to, in 2 years, a year and a half. Oh my gosh, what are we at? 2 years.
2 years.
2 years, graduate from high school and go on to college. He's about to get his driver's license. All these crazy things are happening. I'm like, wow, that went fast.
In 2 years, our youngest will start high school.
Yes. So all of this kind of crazy stuff happening at the same time. And, because of that, I want to encourage first and foremost that you will make it through this season. And yet at the heart of this is such a desire. The heart of this question is such a desire for connection with a spouse, right? With the person that you said I do to, with the person that you've created these children with. And so it can be so easy to focus on what you don't have in the season. I wish we had more money. I wish we had more time. I wish I had more energy. I wish. And that can put you in the spiral of going, oh, like we got nothing.
Yeah. So some things to consider looking into, because 4 kids, 5 and under, in all honesty, it's a pretty penny to get babysitters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even for 2 kids, I remember back in the day just having 2 kids. So really consider doing short times. Elisa likes to call these micro dates, short times that you guys get to be together. And I would even say that those are at home, because with 4 kids, 5 and under, you probably don't have time. And even for some of you who have 2 or 3 kids, sometimes it's tougher to get out. So figure out in your schedule how you're able to connect in a short amount of time at home. For Elisa and I, back in the day, because I remember this time period for us, we used to just do date night on our living room floor with candles on and a blanket, and we would make food from home, or we'd run out and go grab something. One of us would grab it, come home, and that's what we would do. One thing we did for a period of time was a babysitting swap. Mm-hmm. We had friends who had 2 or 3 kids. We'd all take them. One couple would take them for the night. The other parents would go out, and we just keep switching that around. And it actually worked out okay. It got a little crazy at times, for sure. I was like, oh my goodness, this is nuts. But it worked. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say I would want to do that indefinitely. It just, for me, it felt like it was a lot of work on those times when we had those kids. But hey, if you can get rid of 4 kids for an hour or 2 because you're in a swap, by all means do it.
And that's a big part of it, right? When we get into this place of saying, what can we do? It doesn't mean that dates have to be these epic 6-hour affairs.
Even right now, Elise and I, sometimes our dates are an hour. We get out, we go do something, and we come back. Mm-hmm. And we don't have even to deal with babysitters anymore. We got teenagers. They're more than fine to be on their own. But we went out a week or so ago, and it was a quick date night. We got up, we went to go do something. It was just that connection for us. So going back to those micro dates, what can you do around your home? Do you have a fire pit that you guys can just, hey, light a fire, hang out outside, go do some s'mores together or something, play some cards together, do something that is quick with the 2 of you, and it adds that connection.
And I think you bring up a good point. For a lot of couples, it's well, what can we do? Right?
Yes,
we're
that's the what are we going to do, because we have no ideas to do something.
Right. We're totally tapped, and the kids have been asking for 1,000,001 things, and I've had to answer, the mommy, can I all day long. And so I would encourage the two of you to actually sit down and make a list when you actually have the brain power and the energy. So this may be while everybody's taking a nap in the afternoon. You're like, oh, I've got 10 minutes to think, right? Or, a husband, as he gets up early in the morning before he leaves, he makes his own list, right? But what are those things that you can do around the house that foster connection, that bring a level of intimacy to the two of you? And you have that list. So when you get in that place of, oh my gosh, we've got 20 minutes, what can we do? Maybe you're just playing a hand of cards.
We've done that.
Maybe you're just sitting there and going, you know what? Let's just share an ice cream sundae. We've got ice cream and we've got toppings in the house. Let's just do that, right? You start allow yourself to be creative outside of the moment, so that when it's time for you to be in the moment, you're not playing the what are we going to do game.
Right. That's something you just do not want to do, because when you get into that season of what do you want to do, you've wasted 20 minutes right there of quality time that you guys could have played some hands of rum or gin rummy or whatever you want to play. And in all honesty, they're some of our finest, just fun connecting have been when Elisa and I are just sitting around playing cards, laughing, challenging each other, because we can both have a little bit of a competitive spirit and enjoy that time together. To create your own list of ideas, check out oneextraordinarymarriage.com/date night.